Welcome to Mic Check. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope that y'all are having a great day. As you can see, we have a phenomenal guest with us tonight to talk about our chat a little bit about our topic, which I'm going to reveal soon if you didn't already see on our social media posts. But usually I got announcements, but today was a day and I don't have none of my materials to let you know what announcements I got going on. But just know that there are things happening at the Newburgh Community Center for our youth. Make sure that you go check them out. Like, go just pop up, do a visit, do a Google search on how to get there, because I do not remember the road or the street or anything like that. But check it out, see what they got going on. Again, programs for the youth. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and check in with our guests today, our people today. Oh,
why's everybody looking at me?
So we have on the set with us Yasia Day. And Yasia Day is going to introduce herself a little bit, chat a little bit about what she, I was about to say what she's doing here, but I don't like how that was about to come out. But, share with us why you wanted to come on today. And then we'll do a check-in, like, how's everyone doing?
Okay. Well, I wanted to come because I heard there was a discussion about community.
And Yasia Day is all about that. So
I am all about community.
It was natural.
And I'm all about creating community and participating in community. And so I'm here.
So she's here.
I'm here.
Point blank, period. Nigel, how you doing today?
Doing cool.
You doing cool?
It's finals week, so kind of pushing through. But today's been beautiful. So
anyone who's like, it's finals week, but also can say it's been beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah.
That's a blessed person right there.
I'm proud of you.
I'll try. I got a lot of work to do tonight, but it is what it
is. It is what it is. Okay. We're not going to ask you about grades because, listen, I understand these degrees.
They do.
Do not care. This is not high school. What did you get on your report card? Is, Mom, I got a D. Thank goodness I'm out of there.
Hey, for real.
And I hope Mama is cheering with you. Yesterday, I don't know if you recognize Nigel, but Nigel was at the Share Our World conference that we had last year. Do you remember attending that?
No.
So yesterday attended our Share Our World conference last year.
A lot has happened to me since last year.
A lot has happened, I feel, for a lot of us. It was back in, I don't even remember what month. I think it was in like October or September.
One of those,
going into fall type situations. Just a reminder of the conference yesterday. Basically, we had the kids run the conference. So it was a bunch of kids that came in from high school to chat about their experiences. Nigel wrapped us up at the end with some conversation on the dynamics with Black families, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yes.
Right. When you came in, I was like, she seems familiar. I don't know why. My memory be all too, but yeah, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Mic Check builds bridges.
I'm telling you.
We bridge the gaps. So yeah, Nigel was there, and like I said, he wrapped up, and he had his notes, like he was like ready, and didn't have enough time to get through them all. And that's when I was like, you need a series, and then whatever led to whatever, and boom, now we're here. Yes, at some point, Nigel is going to bring a series or something on to Mic Check, and it's going to be epic. But first, he needs to get through some things, such as finals.
Yes.
Nigel's actually traveling soon to Paris, so he got to get ready for that. So thinking about all this, we probably are going to get something epic for my birthday in December.
For sure.
Okay.
We can definitely do that too, though.
I'll be available.
Okay.
Yes, is available to be a guest. We already know it now.
Cool.
Awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to reintroduce y'all. Nigel, Yasia Day, Nigel. I couldn't even say the name. Jesus. Perfect stuff. So today, our topic is going to be over community and what is community. Which is why I thought it would be great for Yasia Day to come in because Yasia Day does identify herself to be a servant mother. And I want to know more about what that's. I had to pull up my notes. I wanted to learn and make sure like that I was in order. What is a servant mother?
Well, see, I got my notes.
Yes, I mean, we got like notes, okay? Nigel's over there, like we got notes.
Get it.
So yes, share with us what a servant mother is and how you came into this role.
A servant mother is my lifestyle choice. It is my lifestyle choice of community service. Mm-hmm. The best thing that ever happened to me was becoming the mother of my daughter.
We were just talking about motherhood, y'all, before coming on here.
She really is the best thing that ever happened to me. Mm-hmm. And I begged God to allow me to be a mother. And before I knew it, I ended up with more than 100 young people in the community that I have a maternal relationship with. Mm-hmm. And the only difference between my only begotten daughter and the rest of the young people that know how to respond to I expect great things of you, mm-hmm. is that I had 9 months to bond and get to the idea in my head and who this is gonna be, right. and then get to know her intimately as she was. And I now have children, saying this out loud, I now have children that I meet and bond with in an instant.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that's my child. I know that's my child. Great. And I am now just comfortable enough to just announcing it. I used to go through a long, trying to introduce myself and making you known that I care about you. Now I just say it.
Yeah. Here's what it is, okay?
Yeah. If you don't want somebody caring about you and praying for you, then don't look at me anymore. Mm-hmm. But I'm still going to pray for you.
I'm still going to. Because that's what a mom does, right?
Yeah. And what it essentially means is I do have a maternal relationship. Mm-hmm. Just as I walked into this room and saw your face. Yes, mm-hmm. If I saw your face and you were in need and it looked like somebody needed to step in, that's my son. What's the problem?
Hey, I appreciate that too.
But what's going on? Oh, you talking about my daughter?
Right.
That's real.
Because it takes a village, okay? And I'm a part of their village.
That's real. That's real.
And just as you were talking about Junior earlier, well, that's mm-hmm. the way I feel about my children. Mm-hmm. And I don't care who you are, armed or not. That's my daughter you're speaking to, and I expect you to speak respectfully.
Right. Exactly.
Legally.
Mm-hmm. Legally. Mm-hmm. That's the word, y'all.
That's powerful.
Because somebody...
and questions like that make me... Anyway.
Which is understandable.
And so does that answer the question?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I really appreciate that. Yesterday has actually shared this concept with me, or this lifestyle with me, a little while ago. It probably was last year after that conference. And it was such a new concept to me. I was just like, oh, I feel like this takes us way back. Not like way back, but back to when we all was looking out for one another. Mm-hmm. We all really was lacing in what we wanted our communities to be. And then that whole sentence again of it takes a village.
Yes.
So it could have been very natural for there to be many, many mothers who dedicated themselves to this role of being a servant mother. But just as technology comes around and capitalism goes through the roof and and police is beating people and killing people, it just kind of gets a little difficult. And we have the few who survive.
Yes.
So this goes back to our topic of community. And when we get into our next segment, I'm going to ask the question of what do you think community is? Because again, I feel that it takes the community to really, the words we use for Dove is reimagine and co-create. Mm-hmm. Really, again, create what it is that we want our community to look like, because that's the power we have.
Yes.
But we don't know that. Or we too tired, or we too busy trying to survive on a daily basis. Exactly. I don't have time to worry about what y'all worrying about right now. I'm just trying to figure out what we eating tonight.
Exactly.
And it's not like I don't have food in the house at this very moment, but I don't even know what I want to cook because I don't even feel like cooking. Y'all make y'all some PB&J. That's what my mom would do. Cereal for dinner. And let me tell you, Mom, those be my favorite nights.
Yeah.
You might have been stressed, but I couldn't wait for you to say cereal for dinner. Just want to let her know that. So yeah, we're going to come back and chat a little bit about community. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back to dig into our conversation. Thank you.
The Plug Network is ever expanding. Subscribe to our YouTube page and hit the notification bell for all updates. Thank you, and stay plugged in.
Years of experience with natural, carefully handcrafted products makes PK Powders your go-to for all skincare needs. Owned and operated by licensed esthetician Precious Kendall, PK Powders provides a myriad of solutions to keep you looking good, smelling great, and above all, maintain your skin's health. Located 1930 Bishop Lane, Suite 101, Louisville, Kentucky, right inside the Waters and Towers building. The play is PK.
Welcome back to Mic Check. So, like I said in the last segment, we was going to chat a little bit about what community is in our own definitions or our own understandings of that. I wanted to get us started, though, with the Webster definition, in which would have been pulled up had I had my laptop, but this is how you make it work. Community. Thank goodness for phones. Okay, here we go. Oh, it said website platform. That's not what I'm looking for. Webster. There we go. Okay. It's Webster's, right? Merriam-Webster. Okay, here we go. Community. The definition for such: a unified body of individuals, such as the people with common interests in living in a particular area, a group of people with a common characteristic or interest living together within a larger society. And examples of those would be like a community of retired persons. The first definition, the problems of a large community. Community also can be defined as a body of persons of common and especially professional interests scattered throughout a larger society. So
they sound like they know what they're talking about.
Well, it looks like they're just going into a bunch of examples, basically, of what community could be perceived as or what it could be. So there's a number of communities, or community shows up in many different ways. So let's get back to my other notes for us. So based off of that, and some of the examples and some of the things that I've said, and I can pull them back up if need be, but would you agree with any of those or tweak some? Or how would you apply that to your understanding? You can go first, Nigel. We're going to give Asia Day a break.
I would just say for me, community looks, I don't know, just like we all on the same page and we're progressing for each other. And kind of just like providing for each other, just looking out for each other. So yeah, I think it's a little spot on.
Yeah.
But just in this case, like with us being like Black people and stuff like that, it looks a little different, and more specified into like helping each other, get to where we need to be, and just looking out for each other, because nobody else is gonna look out for us.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to kind of, off that point, I kind of feel the same when it comes to community. For me, I very much view community as not a physical thing for me. I never necessarily been tied to a place physically. Right. My family's military. The longest we ever stayed somewhere was like 4 years. But other than that, we were moving every 2 years. Like I say, wherever my mom is living, that's home. Like I don't really usually have a tie to physical locations. I have a slight tie to Louisville. Didn't ever see that happening. I thought maybe Atlanta, but I ain't know Louisville. But I love y'all. I do consider this home now. But I I look at community as like what we have in common. So the identical struggle of Black people, like that's the community that I focus on or that I think of the most when it comes to community. And then with that, how do you protect that? How do you create safety among us? How do you heal us? So yeah, so off of the last point that you made, that's what I think of when I think of community. So I think that's interesting. Already we got some different definitions or examples. What about you, Yesterday?
Humans together.
Humans together. Real simple, real plain. I like that. Can you go into depth a little bit about it? No!
No. Humans.
What do I do with that?
Humans together in that what impacts one impacts all. And the decisions that I make, even though I'm not aware of it, if I have a dis-ease within me, it really can hurt you.
Yeah.
And you really can take that somewhere else within the community and infect a whole household. You know, and those outside of the community can place a bug within the community.
A bug or a bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel that. I do like that concept. It definitely is a trickle thing, crab in a bucket thing. But I feel that, like you said, the bug has been placed there years ago.
Yes.
And so it's like us, unfortunately, trying, just even as humans, trying to undo and unlearn a lot of the things that might have put us in this place of, you know, battling against one another or being harmful to one another, being harmful to yourself. Creating all these expectations for people that don't live in your house and who you care for, and vice versa. Like, that's the weirdest thing to me. Like, why are you so worried about them? I don't know.
Because then you don't have to focus on yourself.
Right. And there you go.
Yeah. If I'm meddling in your business, I don't have to worry about mine.
And then that's harmful because you think ain't nothing wrong with you or that your grass don't need to be cut. It's very interesting. Woo-wee. So yeah, I do like that concept. At the end of the day, I very much am like, Black people, let's get this. But as the hippie person I am and the loving person I am,
that's where I have.
When it comes down to it, I want freedom for everyone. Like everyone's the enemy here is the money. Anyways, we got off a tangent.
And I have to say that I originally started opening my life, my heart, my world to anybody who needed my help. And I didn't, organizations and structure made me designated down to women between the ages of 18 and 25. And what are they, okay, but I just met a daughter the other day and okay, she wouldn't be identified as Black. But she got my
But that
heart
don't matter.
already.
Yeah.
When I get home, she's gonna be the first person I go looking for to say, I got space for you, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
That's real.
And especially if it's a child. Like because we create, I don't want to say, I don't even know what I was about to say. I was about to say we create the generation that comes, but I mean, well, technically, but technically, but I mean, we can help undo so many things, and that could be just taking in a kid, because at the end, kids aren't. They don't just come out here mad and angry and wanting to damage things themselves, people, whatever, things like that. And again, it takes a village.
And technically,
you create the community that you want.
All of the people in this room are children to me.
Yeah, whatever.
And that's what irritates me about a system that says you're supposed to serve this particular body and everybody who passes over that body. But what if I meet you and you needed my help?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best thing I could do is offer my help rather than give you a slip and tell you, call this number.
Right.
You don't grow out of hill.
Exactly.
How many times I was given the slip and the number to call, did I call?
See, I want to provide the space that there's no reason for you to call.
For you to call, right.
You happen to bump into the right person at the right time.
I love that. So wrapping that with co-creating, mentioning again, like we want to create the community that we see. What was my specific question? what is co-creating to y'all? So we've already kind of dropped maybe a couple of examples, but tell me in y'all's words, what is co-creating? You first, Nigel. You was already getting ready.
Say for me, co-creating, I would just be like working with somebody or like a group or so, like equally, and y'all all coming up with a plan to create something that y'all want to see,
right?
And not just one person or whatever with their mindset or whatever, like getting a feel of what everybody wants and needs, and then acting upon that. So
yeah, I like that. To me, I feel that's pretty much what co-creating is. I'm a big person in teamwork. I love teamwork and collaboration. But this whole concept have been new to me, which we're going to get into that a little bit when it comes to Dove's initiatives in our next segment. But Yejide, share with us a little bit. What do you think, or how you feel co-creating is, or if you agree with Nigel?
I think co-creating is listening. Listening. Don't assume anything.
Don't assume anything.
And if I come to the table with my plan, then I take my hands off of it. If we're co-creating, then you don't need any more extra little pieces. You fix the extra little pieces.
There you go.
And then all of us come together. If we're co-creating, then everybody rolls up their sleeves. So I'll give you my little piece and take, girl, call me when you get done.
Yeah.
I roll up my sleeves because I had a brilliant idea. Then I need to stick around and call everybody else in, and we're co-creating. So we all had to be there.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Again, I like and agree with that. I like that you said co-creating is listening, and not listening to like respond necessarily, but listening to understand.
Yes. And acting on the word that you hear.
I think that comes also with a level of trauma, and it takes a lot of trust because people are so, I feel like most of the people in our communities feel like they're not understood. Feel like they're not understood, feel like they're not being heard. Therefore, they become bad communicators. They don't listen, or they cut people off. They maybe will elevate their voice, or they're defensive quickly. And I think it just simply is, and I say this because I am of a product of my environment, most definitely. I definitely have grown up feeling like I'm not being heard or understood. I know you can hear me because I'm loud, but are you hearing what I'm saying though? And I've definitely developed bad habits as far as like cutting people off and stuff. I think that it comes from that. So I like that you said that. I feel like as people feel more heard, then that's a good start to co-create, because then you can actually hear the needs, hopefully vice versa, and then bring those things together. So I like that very much. All right, y'all, this is a dope little conversation. I'm into it. I'm all into my notes. Like, I don't want to miss a single sliver because I'm truly enjoying myself. When we come back, we are going to chat a little bit about maybe applying some areas in which co-creating can come in handy when it comes to community. And then we're gonna get into Dove's vision of co-creating and our initiatives along with that. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back after this break. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Hey.
The Plug Network is ever expanding. Subscribe to our YouTube page and hit the notification bell for all updates. Thank you, and stay plugged in.
Years of experience with natural, carefully handcrafted products makes PK Powders your go-to for all skincare needs. Owned and operated by licensed esthetician Precious Kendall, PK Powders provides a myriad of solutions to keep you looking good, smelling great, and above all, maintain your skin's health. Located 1930 Bishop Lane, Suite 101, Louisville, Kentucky, right inside the Waters and Towers building. The play is PK.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Who was that? Maze? No. I don't remember. But I feel like it starts with M.
It definitely sounds familiar though.
Welcome back. Well, come on. This is my era. Why can't I remember? Whatever. Anyways, don't shame me. I've never been a huge, like, you know, the 2000s music was my thing. Like, because I was banned from listening to music growing up. Anyways, everything was so, like, unless it was cookout music. Like, I had to sneak my Ludacris albums.
Dang, not the
Cookout
Ludacris.
music.
Ludacris is my favorite, but that was my mom's. I don't know why she has so many Ludacris albums. Anyways, we just be off topic. So, jumping back into the conversation of community.
All the music she's talking about. Frankie Beverly Mays, you know, that's cookout music for me.
There you go. My mom cleans the house to
Cool in the Gang.
Mm-hmm.
And rain or something. Y'all got sunshine. And pain. He don't say rain, he says pain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what of them. And she plays the concert one too. I'm like, okay, it's a concert.
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, like you cleaning for real.
Oh Lord.
So,
Okay.
and all this has everything to do with community, by the way, because clearly everybody, you know, everyone relates.
Everybody goes cookouts.
Yeah. So we were talking about, or we were introducing the concept of co-creating in our last segment. And I want to wrap that up with a question of where and what areas of community can you apply co-creating? And actually, we can actually apply that question to us going into our examples of Doves like areas and where we are trying to reimagine some things and co-create with the community. So actually, let's shift gears a little bit. Actually, technically, it's not shifting gears. I mean, we just move forward. So I want to touch on Dove's vision, and I always want to bring up the whole thing of imagination, but we have to, Dove's vision or Dove's initiative or goal or whatever is to basically try to look outside of the box when it comes, and that's applying your imagination and looking at other like alternatives and other methods to bridge these or like, you know, deliver these resources, bridge those gaps, you know, provide programs, basically, you know, help save our people.
Yes.
And the best way to do so, we feel, is to create with the community. We're working on our community assessment so we can really learn what it is community wants, so we can really apply that moving forward for programs. We don't want to remake anything. We just want to bridge gaps and partner and collaborate with people to create things to provide provide in the areas or provide needs that people, you know, desire, just for everyday survival. And those fall under alternative policing, or some of the focus points: alternative policing, community safety, and then also reimagining the mental health resources, in which we do have an episode that's going to be coming up soon, chatting a little bit more about other ways of healing and mental stability and such, outside of traditional therapy couch methods. I don't know, which you would be surprised, like, other people don't know there are other ways of therapy out here.
Yes.
I definitely thought the couch was it. I was like, well, this is where it ends, huh? So I'm going to go back and touch base on some of those pillars or those areas that Dove likes to focus on, and then chat with y'all or ask y'all a little bit, or ask for some examples of what co-creating looks like to create whatever your vision is for something such as alternative policing. So, Yejide, I'll actually start with you for this one. When it comes to...
Thank you.
You're welcome. When it comes to alternative policing and what that looks like for you and what that means for you, how would you create, how would you use co-creation to achieve that? I hope that question made sense. I was trying to formulate it in my head.
20 years I lived in very violent communities and never called the police to my door. There are other ways to handle conflict. There are other ways to subvert the conflict. If you provide certain needs, a lot of things that happen in our community are a result of people being hungry.
Yeah.
That's
okay, there's sometimes people don't need a plan and a program. They need to be heard and hooked. Doesn't that sound good?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
was
I should
good.
say that again.
You should. You should write it down. Come back next
'cause
time. Like
things like that come out of my mouth sometime, and I think you need to be recorded.
Hey, no,
and guess what? You are being recorded. This worked out.
Speak your piece.
But that is my truth. There are some people who really, they don't need to be analyzed. They are not on the edge of some breakdown.
Yeah.
They just need you to shut up and listen to them. And I mean, really, for real, shut up.
Real, yeah, right.
And listen.
Yeah.
And you might find that fixing them a sandwich changes everything.
Changes everything. Yeah,
changes everything.
Calms them down. They could actually go to bed now.
And you get to hear what is really going on.
Yeah. Yeah, as opposed to trying to make the assumption on your own. Yeah, very helpful there. We talking about listening twice. I love this.
And when I learn how to do it,
lifesaver.
Then I'll be effective at helping other people to do it. Because I noticed how many times I've cut you off today. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I did.
Probably because Tate wanted to recognize one, so this is how we talking. Like, it's probably like that. So Nigel, what about you? Again, when it comes to the topic of, or the area of policing alternatives, imagining what that looks like for you, like, and how you feel when it comes to alternatives to typical police measures, where does co-creation come into that?
I would say when it comes to like alternative policing, I mean, before like I answer that, so my mom like raised me teaching like me education, like Black history and everything like that. And so, one of the things I found like most interesting, most powerful is the history of the Black Panthers. And so, excuse me, looking at just how like they protected their community, they uplifted their community, and they stood up for their community and their people. I look at that like as the solution, and like it looked a lot of ways, providing resources for food, so the community wouldn't be hungry, providing like safety measures so they can be protected in their own neighborhoods and stuff like that. And just simple things that we neglect or whatever, like due to the system, capitalism, and all of that other stuff. But so I answer your question like with it looks similar to just how community is supposed to be, and I look at that as the model community. Just so seeing a need and meeting that within us, instead of looking outward for resources from this place, or these people want to donate money or whatever, but us providing for ourselves, whatever. I feel like that is like a good way. So it takes organizations that are really boots to the ground, like in the community or whatever, protecting, getting like the word, so where we don't have to have that policing issue or so, and they don't know what's going on, so they come in with their own preconceived notions and everything, and it makes it messy. So it just takes cohesion, it takes actual community, I would say. It's no other way I can put it.
That's the whole co-creation there. Like what the Black Panthers were able to build, that was co-creating with their community, because they had their army. And it takes community to be like, sign me up. Like, what I'm saying? Because I believe in this as well. It takes a lot of risk. But as we know from back then, it was totally worth the risk, because they had their own system. And when it comes down to, and I think mentioning this can also fall under community safety. So me thinking about policing alternatives and co-creating in this manner, Dove, we kind of chat about creating a system that you have on your block. Who can you call at what time if there's trouble? And then mentioning the Black Panthers, they had their people who were around to regulate and handle the business. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew who to call. So in this day and age, how can we get
someone to call?
Yeah. In this day and age, how can we get there? What kind of binder does every household need? And I feel that also falls under community safety as well, because you also need to protect your communities from things outside of the police in that manner. There are other entities that are encroaching onto people, our own governments, of course. It be your own people. You know that's it. It be your own people.
Black Lives Matter to some of us.
Yes, exactly. So I think that definitely falls under each of those. I want to touch on reimagining mental health resources. And we don't have too much time to chat on it, but I want to kind of jump in with an example. I was sitting during a meeting with somebody. It was with Kalila and somebody else. I don't remember this gentleman's name, but they mentioned, so we already know mental health in the Black community is becoming a more accepted thing now, but, you know, it scared people because it just meant crazy. And everyone's just deteriorating because they don't want to go get no help, because then that's admitting that you're crazy. Or something. Yeah. So they were talking during this meeting. It just blew my mind. And this is how I was just like, oh my God, I know nothing. Barbershops and hair salons. What are you doing when you going in there? You spilling the tea. You talking about your life's business. Like you really, and the fellas is in there. Everyone got something to say. The ladies is in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were talking about creating those spaces. Like, let's certify these people. Let's certify these barbers and these hairstylists. So that way, we are finding other ways to tend to Black people's need, like how they want to accept these things. And we got 8 seconds left. But I just thought that was an amazing thing, because you already going to get a haircut. So let's normalize it through just brotherly talk right here. That's real. With that being said, I'm going to bring that right back up. After this break, don't go nowhere. Stay in your seat.
Real talk.
The Plug Network is ever expanding. Subscribe to our YouTube page and hit the notification bell for all updates. Thank you, and stay plugged in.
Years of experience with natural, carefully handcrafted products makes PK Powders your go-to for all skincare needs. Owned and operated by licensed esthetician Precious Kentel, PK Powders provides a myriad of solutions to keep you looking good, smelling great, and above all, maintain your skin's health. Located 1930 Bishop Lane, Suite 101, Louisville, Kentucky, right inside the Waters and Towers building. The play is PK.
Welcome back, everybody, to Mic Check. I was about to do the jingle again. Welcome back. But I caught myself. So we left when I was getting heated. Your girl was going in. Okay, I wasn't like heated, but I was like passionate. Because again, y'all, that whole meeting, we was talking about it just during this break too. But it just blew my mind on, there are many ways that we can support one another and help and heal each other's mental throughout. There are so many other ways other than traditional couch therapy or even like just journaling. Like there are other ways. I mentioned journaling because I'm over journaling, but I'll do a voice journal these days.
Oh, I started that.
Yes, it's so much easier because you really could just talk. Like you don't gotta
write it down.
That take extra energy, and then I can just holler. I can just do whatever. But yes, when it comes to co-creating in that manner, when it comes to mental health resources, I just feel like we have plenty of professionals in our community, or plenty of people with these resources to train people in these areas, to certify them, to give them the tools to just flawlessly add elements into their practices or their services or whatever that will further serve the community. You know what I'm saying? So I've really been into that whole, like, there are other ways to do things. And that sounds simple. So simple.
So
but
difficult.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's like, you have your own mental cage done, like this is how you do it. And if I see it done differently, at the Share or World Conference, I told Kalila, or I had the idea of where I wanted to post the signs to get to the room. I had to go run an errand, came back. I might have went to pick you up. I'm not sure, actually. No. I went to pick up a kid. So
same difference.
Came back, the signs was put up, but not how I imagined. And I was like, I gotta fix it. No one's gonna find their way. That was not true. I heard 2 dings at the elevator. I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
I had to tell Kalila, I was like, in this very moment, I realized there are many ways to do things. Which sounded so stupid because duh. But I mean,
no, that's a hard concept for a lot of people to pick up.
I think we naturally have been put in that way. It's not it's encouraged that we imagine and play with our solutions or our options, but to an extent. Very much be yourself, but like this.
Yeah.
Like, be yourself like this.
But not too much.
Yeah, not like that. That makes me uncomfortable.
That's why I like where we're going, like with the times and everything, just because like you can find new avenues and stuff like that, and it's more accepted, and you can just be yourself or whatever. So like, it just goes hand in hand, like just growing with yourself, and then also like, exploring like a new avenue, and getting people to see like there's many ways of doing anything. Yes. So like it was very broad, but like people overlook that. Yeah.
Very much so. We don't have to go back to reimagining, or unless do y'all have some examples of reimagination, or co-creation when it comes to reimagining mental health resources? That was the question. So I gave the example of the barbershop and the hair salon.
That's the one that's like
that is so effective and covers such a large group.
Yes, it does.
So many people have to go to the barbershop.
Right, exactly. Like for sure.
And all age groups. Sometimes
everyone's there.
It would be very effective to have children sitting in an environment where you're not spilling the tea, but you are having healthy, productive conversations that they can meddle in.
Yeah, that is so true. And then it's trickling off on them
to talk about their feelings. If they hear you at the barbershop talking about your feelings, then they're more comfortable talking about their feelings, because right now,
give them the example.
Yeah,
right.
Don't express your real feelings.
Don't express your real feelings because you look weak. You like a punk. You open it up too much for people. You're vulnerable. Yes. Oh my goodness! See, I was listening to Kendrick's new album and just kept listening to it and realized I was kind of talking to my partner about it way before when he listened to it, but he was right. Kendrick is definitely pointing out things that are considered culture to the people. To Black people, but should not really be the culture, this is actually trauma, and we actually need to heal this because we're gonna implode. So
I might go listen to that.
Yes, Kendrick's album. I mean, it's a little old now. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, is that it? Yeah, yeah. I could not stop listening. I was just like, stop reading me.
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to unplug my jazz for a little
while. Listen, I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, so I want to just, while jumping into imagination and such, I want to start imagining. I want us to imagine how your dream community could look like. And Yejide, I thought about this specifically for you because I feel that you are great with descriptors. Descriptors? Is that a word? I got a degree and I just made up a word. It'd be like that
because you have a degree, you can make up words.
Really, just because I can talk, I can make up words. My nephew has proven that to me. That kid be talking, and I'm like, interesting. But I know you saying stuff. I'm just not on your level.
Yeah. Ahead of the game.
And not even saying above your level, because I feel like kids is on a very high level.
Oh, they're on a different level.
They're on a whole different situation. Ooh. And I'll be just trying to fit in wait, can you say it again, please?
What'd you say, baby?
Hold on, one more time. I really want to understand. So, Yejide, when it comes to your dream community, think about where you are now, where you live, the people you know, the daily interactions you have or don't have. When it comes to your dream community, how does it look?
It is self-sufficient.
Okay.
It is self-sufficient. It is powerful. It is productive. It is effective. It's peaceful. It's joyful. It's safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's healthy.
Healthy.
It's healthy.
Can breathe.
Mhm.
Yes, it's healthy and productive. Everybody's doing something that
Mhm.
matters to them and
Right.
getting things.
Get things together.
And we don't
A
have
whole
to
cog.
ask a whole lot of. We don't ask for anything. We create it.
Thank
We
you.
don't.
That's like the next step to mutual aid.
Real talk.
With your dream community, how does it feel?
Well, we all live by the standard that it takes 8 hugs for maintenance and 12 to grow. So we spend a lot of time walking around hugging each other. In
I
my
love
community,
that.
We hug each other.
What's up?
And we're all well fed.
Mm.
And in my community, my personal community, we believe in God. And prayer is power.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, that's how it
feels?
Yes. It feels huggable.
How does it sound?
Like jazz.
Ooh.
Like jazz.
Louis Armstrong or
No,
Elvis
more. Let me think. Who was I just listening to? Huge. Oh God, I can't talk.
Huge.
Huge Groove.
Huge Groove.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I know.
I'm about to check that out.
She said, I know. The follow-up to that
I'm sitting here trying to think of all the other names I can think of. George Benson. What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to think of it and tell you later.
I'm already like, I know I can't help. I already know I can't help here. I did kind of grow up listening to jazz, but the only artist I really can remember and my mom played, I mean, she played many people, but I remember like Walter Beasley.
Jonathan Butler.
Yeah. Have you heard of Chemistry?
Yeah, Chemistry.
Yeah, yes. Chemistry. Yeah, my mom played him a lot.
Someone's in the part.
Yeah. I definitely I think jazz has definitely a calm, relaxing feeling to it, but I think it also is productive, like you said. Like I think it actually is like it addresses things. It has still an intensity to it.
Yes.
And what's life without it?
I'm telling you.
Some intensity. You feel me? So, okay. So we have a few minutes left. Yesterday, I appreciate you sharing with us what your dream community is, what it sounds like, feels like, smells like, whatever the case is. I think it's important and healthy to have these moments with yourself sometimes. Vision or visualize, of course, visualize the life that you want, but definitely the community that you want, and act in that manner. I remember one day I was doing something and had some kind of interaction to the point where I was like, should I do this? Like, I should go back and help them in a manner in which it probably wasn't helped before. And then the person I was on the phone with was like, it was freaking Kalila. That's my big sis mentor right there. But she was pretty much like, Amira, you have to be the community you want to be. And that hit so deep because it's such the truth. It is. So I appreciate that. And I feel in addition to that, manifesting where you can be and where we can be is important as well. Yes. So I was happy that I was able to do this exercise with you. Nigel, you next time.
Okay, now you good too. That was needed.
No, Nigel, you probably already had. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be in that one. You want to be in that one? You're like, bump mine. I'm like, that sounds good. I'll take a ticket, please. All right. So I want to know if there are any programs or anything that are possibly coming up that are just really just here to support the community. Like some good stuff coming up. The weather is feeling good. How's Niley's Haven going? Like, when's the cookout?
Well, I need you to go to yejadaytravis.com, read my truth, stick around, keep coming back, so that you learn my actual full vision for community.
That's right.
I want to create a community in the West End of Louisville that transforms the West End of Louisville.
Drops mic. Well, hers is clipped on, so she can't drop it. But you get the point. Make sure y'all please check out www.yejadaytravis.com. Again, to read Yejaday's truth, check out her initiatives, and see where you can support.
Please.
This alone should convince you to donate $50 to the cause of getting the community on point through whatever resources necessary, as Yesterday has explained earlier. Her lifestyle and her role and her purpose falls under being a servant mother.
Yes.
So please check out that website. You can also follow Yesterday on Facebook at, I just want to hear you say it.
Yesterday, Peaceful Passenger Travis, I think.
Yesterday, oh Lord, you did those things when you have your name and the nickname.
I don't know. Peaceful Passenger.
Type in Peaceful Passenger.
You'll find me.
Type in Peaceful Passenger. I also just realized that I typed in the information or submitted the information to the program that's taking place at the Newburgh Community Center. So if you've been watching this whole time and saw the ticker down below, there's information. Shirts with a purpose. Make sure you ask for Miss Jessica at the Newburgh Community Center. Yes. With that being said, we can go ahead and plug ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Nigel, there we go. Go ahead and let them know where the people can find you.
Got you. So you can find me on any social media at KHXNZVSage. And if you would like to email me, my email is nmblac01@outlook.com.
Yes. Y'all already heard where you can find Yesterday. Again, that's YesterdayTravis.com or on Facebook, Yesterday Peaceful Passenger Travis, or just Peaceful Passenger. You can always shoot me or send me an email at Amira@delegates.org. Make sure you follow us on all platforms. That's Dove Delegates. If you or a child that you know of would be interested in starting their own show here with Mic Check, you also can reach out and send me an email. I'm trying to get my language together. Stop using the word shoot. Like, people really be like, what? But anyways, you can send me an email as well, or you can go visit our socials and click the link in our bio, and you can fill out a form, an intake form in which Nigel and I will follow up with you with a meeting. With that being said, thank y'all so much for joining us on our conversation about community and what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mic Check with Nigel and Yesterday and myself. Y'all have a great rest of your evening.
And to my children, I say, I expect great things of you. Your best is all I ask.
I got you.
The Plug Network is ever expanding. Subscribe to our YouTube page and hit the notification bell for all updates. Thank you and stay plugged in.
Years of experience with natural, carefully handcrafted products makes PK Powders your go-to for all skincare needs. Owned and operated by licensed esthetician Precious Kentel, PK Powders provides a myriad of solutions to keep you looking good, smelling great, and above all, maintain your skin's health. Located 1930 Bishop Lane, Suite 101, Louisville, Kentucky, right inside the Waters and Towers building. The play is PK.